Yes, people. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Stats, Facts, and Vibes podcast brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. I'm joined by one of the GOAT content creators, you know what I'm saying, Strapman Baines, aka Bain St. Patrick, aka Top Red Bainesy, aka Statman Baines is in the building. A smiling Statman Baines as well, so that means he's happy. Talk to me, Bainesy. You good?
Listen, De Jong's coming, innit? De Jong's coming.
Look at
How
this
can you
guy.
not be happy?
We gonna get to that, man. We gonna get
But
to
how
the
you
DL
doing?
move. I'm blessed, man. I'm good. It's good to be back. Stats, Facts, and Vibes. It's good to have you back on here. This show will be rolling throughout the summer, people, where me and Statman Baines just talk all things football. So it's not necessarily Manchester United. We just discuss the biggest topic from the week or the day. And of course, as Bainesy just mentioned from the title, De Jong to Manchester United. De Jong to Manchester United, moving close with a question mark. So I'm not getting ahead of myself just yet, but make sure you hit the like button on the video, share it across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. Make sure you do that, and we will get to the comments. Get your questions in, people. You can ask me and Bainesy any footballing questions you feel free to ask about any of the biggest news going on currently in the world of football. But we'll get to it. Bainesy, you mentioned it. Happy guy. It's good to have you back, man. I missed you, fam. You know what I'm saying? Missed having you over here. You know what I'm saying? And that. I told Bainesy that before, and he called me an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Before the show. Like,
now you see, Flawless, yeah, like you can never know whether this guy's speaking sarcastically or not, innit? Which is why I always have my doubts over this guy.
This guy, man. Why you always doubting me, fam? I thought we were
Why
brothers,
would I
man.
not doubt you?
I thought we brothers, fam. You know what I'm saying?
No, we are, but that doesn't mean I don't doubt you. Like, I trust Paul Pogba. I still doubt him in certain big games.
This guy, you know. This guy. All right, sure, whatever you say. But let's get to it. De Jong move to Manchester United close. Your thoughts? Talk to me.
Sensational. Sensational, innit? Because I think Laurie Whitwell said today from the Athletic that, listen, he's agreed to come, innit? And that, in my eyes, was the hardest ask, really, convincing him to come to United. I think the fee will be agreed quickly. And then obviously, I'm guessing personal terms are probably done or something, innit? It's just about agreeing the fee. And listen, we're getting an incredible midfielder. There's no doubts about it. Something we've lacked so much over the last couple of years. Someone that can just collect the ball from the back line, carry the ball forward, good passing range. And this is how you want to start a rebuild. Like, I didn't expect United to make a statement signing this summer because I was like, I just don't think we have the capabilities to. Okay. With us being in the Europa League, first year of the rebuild, it's going to be difficult attracting a player. Ten Hag's done that. Ten Hag was on the phone to De Jong. De Jong said, yeah, now.
No,
but it might have taken a couple calls. He had these doubts, but we sold the project. And this is the main thing, because I'm guessing that, let's be honest, I always say we normally just offer the money kind of thing, innit? And that's why a player comes. De Jong had these doubts. I don't think it was necessarily a money thing with De Jong now. It was about selling a project. And this is where fair play to Ten Hag, fair play to anyone else involved in this deal, we sold the project.
Was Myrtle involved, you reckon?
He probably was. But I think the personal relationship that Ten Hag has with De Jong, I think that's kind of been the key thing for this deal.
Absolutely.
And this is what I said, that people just had to be patient with this deal because people wanted to walk away only a week ago saying this is taking too long. And this is what I kept telling people. We haven't had our target since the start of the summer, like most people.
Yeah.
Ten Hag got appointed later.
Talk about it.
Like the process for signings and everything's probably kind of just mean, what do you call it, like slow down because of that compared to that's why City could get Haaland so quickly. It was going to take time. And listen, what a first signing this will be, man. What a first signing.
Bainesy waxing lyrical about De Jong. Waxing lyrical about Ten Hag, waxing lyrical about Manchester United making statement signings. I'm in agreement with you.
This is a statement.
And I agree with you 100%. Like, you are 110% spot on. Like, I have no doubts with what you're saying in regards to, we know how bad our midfield is, how important a signing someone the quality of De Jong is. Props to Ten Hag being able to sell the deal to De Jong. Also, everybody else involved and getting it over the. We just need to get it over the line now because the work is not done, and we still need a midfielder to play alongside De Jong in that midfield. Because if De Jong does land, De Jong or Donny, cool. whether that's 2 8s or Donny's is a 10 and De Jong's a 6, we still need a 6. We still need, like, it's
You
vitally
need someone to
important.
complement De Jong to get the best out of him. Like, this is one half of the puzzle. If the other half ain't there, the puzzle's pointless. It's broken. We're not going to see the best of De Jong. And like someone said, as sports, how do we accept a player that openly says he doesn't want to come? He wants to come, though.
If he wants to come. If he didn't want to land, if he didn't want to be here, he wouldn't be here. He'd just stay at Barcelona.
Like, this is what people don't realize. He's under contract at Barcelona. As much as Barcelona might be wanting to, like, sell him and open to sell him, you can't just push a person out if he has a contract. It's up to De Jong. Ten Hag sold this project to De Jong now. De Jong's had these doubts before, but now it seems like, according to Laurie Whitwell, who's very, very reliable from the Athletic, he said Ten Hag spoke to him last week, and now he's coming, innit? Hopefully.
Let's go. Shout out to De Jong. We are going to continue to speak about this. Get your questions in. Big up to Nippin in the cut. Large up my guy Eddie. Says smash the like when you pull up. Make sure you do that. Big up Flawless. The Statman says my need. Eddie saying AKA Myrtle Madness. We're going to get into all of that. You know, love to Sasha every single time. Says big up Flawless. The Statman. We made it to Friday. Hope you're both okay. Hope you're doing well as well, Sasha. Hope you're good. Unja said the guy's strong. Timo here with the Baines. What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot, it's completely lost me what I was even going to say then. I've completely lost me what I was going to say then. But yeah, Timo saying he's Miss Bainesy anyway, innit? The Bainesy fan club. That's what I was looking for. Shout out to Timo. He's always waxing lyrical about you, you know. You and Ryan.
Big up Timo.
Yeah, large up Timo. Myrtle Madness says Ghost. Brian says Barca wanted a €100 million package. Has there been any credible source that spoke about the price?
I think max it will be is 80 million euros. That's what I think.
Which is what is that, 70 mil? Is that 70 million?
70, 65.
I think that's a great deal. For a player of his for a player to walk into your first team and improve your first team. 60 million is a steal.
You know what I say? I said this. Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily cheap, but I don't think it's too expensive. I think this is just a fair deal for every single party involved in it. If that makes sense.
Absolutely, I think it's a great deal. Like, I wouldn't go as far to say it's cheap, but I think it's a steal for what you have to look at what you need, and for what we need. De Jong fits that picture. So to get a player to improve your first team for 60 million, when captain of West Ham was talking 150 million, it goes to show where the deal's at. Right, but we have to, like you said, it's only half the puzzle. We have to complement De Jong with another midfielder. Go on.
According to Fabrizio, they want 85 million euros, and I just searched up, and 85 million euros is 72.6 million pound.
I think that's fair.
I'm going to guess it's probably going to be like 65 plus add-ons or something, isn't it?
Well,
because I doubt we're going to be paying 72 just.
Yeah, it's not going to be up front. It's not going to be up front. So, yeah, I agree with that. And hey, you lot, man, we got over 35 of you lot watching, and we ain't even at 20 likes. Get the likes up, mods. Get everybody liking and subscribing. Please get the likes up way, way too low. And go subscribe to Statman Baines' YouTube channel. The link is in the title as well. So make sure you do that. Where else we at? Dean is saying here, honestly think Fred can partner De Jong with better coaching. I'm a fan of Fred, but no, this is not what we're doing, man. I'm tired of this round peg square holes. Go and sign an actual number 6. We need 2 6s, to be honest. In my eyes, we actually need 2 6s. Like I'm saying, alongside De Jong, because even though De Jong's a 6, he's not a lone 6. I'm saying go get 2 6s who are capable of playing as lone 6s, just in case Manchester United do want to play 4-3-3, and we want to go with a 6 and 2 8 and be more offensive. 4-2-3-1 is cool, because you have De Jong who can play as a 6 in there. We know Donny can play as a 6 in a double pivot. Fred can play as a 6 in a double pivot. So that's what we need. Not only do we need options, we need quality on the first team and strength in depth, and give Ten Hag as many tools to use at his disposal, because we do not have a DM. Yes, De Jong can play, like I said, and a 6 in a double pivot. But when I see a DM, talking somebody who's defensive first, that's what we need. Basuma. Not Matic, but a Matic type would be perfect. I'd have no issues with that. And then Didi type. I'm not saying a Didi, but someone like that. Yeah,
Fabrizio Romano came out and said United's opening offer for Frenkie de Jong was 60 plus 10 million add-ons, euros, isn't it?
Yeah.
Barcelona turned down the bid, but the club remains in contact. Makes sense. And there's another report saying Barcelona will listen to offers worth 100 million for Frenkie de Jong. Listen, they're stupid. They do not have the bargaining power in this. They don't.
Facts.
They need the money. They need to sell De Jong. It's as simple as that.
You're not lying.
If they think that getting anywhere close to 100 mil, listen, you're having a laugh. Might as well wobble your head or something.
Bainesy's not having it.
No, but it's true. They're not getting that.
You're right. You spitting, fam. You spitting right now. Surfer says, up yours, Bainesy. Big up Flawless. Big up to Surfer every single time. Smooth Mecca says, what number 9 would you want? Would you like, Statman Baines? Talk to us. That's a good question.
Number 9. Skamaka's probably like the obvious one that I've been saying for a couple. I think I've been saying his name for like 2-3 months now.
Say my name.
Yeah, like he's not a bad option. Obviously, I'm happy Darwin Núñez is not coming United. The other option,
we're going to talk about that as well.
You see this? The number 9 market is not great in it.
Facts.
It's not great. Like unless you want to take a punt on like an unknown talent, I would kind of avoid it, kind of thing, innit? I would kind of avoid it. And listen, the person's going to be playing second fiddle to Ronaldo, probably, innit? Like I was talking with, I can't remember who gave the shout. I think it was Levin, innit? He said Benjamin Sesko from Red Bull Salzburg. Obviously, he hasn't got a lot of goals for them, but like his fundamentals are not too bad, kind of thing, innit? And he's still only 19, so obviously he will accept being second fiddle. And he's probably a player that could grow with the project and improve with better coaching, kind of thing. There's another one I like as well from Club Brugge. I can't remember the guy's, like, I have to say his name. It's like Charles there's something, innit? And he's like a versatile forward that can obviously play out wide and play up top. So I think someone along those lines could be interesting.
Okay, check Bainesy out on the Myrtle Madness. I see. It'd be interesting to see with Ronaldo if he does take the back. So that's an interesting point you brought up. Does he take a back seat or not to a striker? Because what I would like in an ideal world is just to bring in a player who you just mentioned there, who's 19, who can grow and mold, but go and sign an actual striker to compete with Ronaldo. I want a first choice striker, then a second choice striker, then Ronaldo. Like I want 3 strikers. I want 3.
No, but you have to be realistic, innit?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying in the ideal world. I believe that could happen. Actually, that's not too far-fetched from happening because I think the cheaper striker shouldn't really be an option. The problem is signing that number 9 marksman. You know what I'm saying? That top guy. That's what I would say. And when people say the number 9 market isn't the best, it isn't the best in terms for what we know. But I say this all the time. Go and scout players.
No, in terms of like established number 9s kind of thing, innit?
Yeah. You got to take a risk, man. Run the risk.
I kept saying this. We should have taken our risk on someone like Julian Alvarez, innit?
Yeah, go take the risk. Before him. Like, go take the risk. If they can go find a Julian Alvarez, there's more players like that out there that can go and be found. I'm all for Manchester United running the risk. Absolutely. Your boy Timo is saying, if Manchester United need a big foot, there's number 9 wild loose at the Regent Park Zoo. So I think he's I think I know who he's talking about, but he wilding with this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he wilding with this. It's a mazza. Carl says Ivan Toney. Would you sign Ivan Toney?
No.
Go on. Why would you not sign Ivan Toney?
I'll be honest, I'm not willing to pay over 60, 50 million pounds for a striker.
So it's about the price. Yeah. So at the right price point. So say he was available, let's say hypothetically for 40 million. You'd like that deal.
How's Ivan Toney as well?
Well, double check that actually while you're there. Kaha here says
Ivan Toney, by the way.
Backseat. Yeah, I've rated
26.
I think at the right price, yeah, it's correct. Now Ronaldo should be taking a back seat. I agree with you, Kaha. That's why I think it's very important Manchester United sign a striker, and this is why I said United should sign 2 strikers because I want 3 centre forwards. Somebody mentioned Martial. Let's get to it. Where is it? Well, I don't know what's going on with Martial because nothing has been mentioned whatsoever. There's been no reports of him staying. There's been no reports of him and Ten Hag having a conversation, no reports of him wanting to leave, no reports of Ten Hag wanting him to leave. It has all gone very, very quiet because Ron here says, big up Flawless and Strapman Baines from Jamaica. Big up my Jamaicans in the building. Love that. Why not just keep Tony Martial for another season? Low-key, think number 11 returning, by the way. I've said this about Martial and I'll let Bainesy give his thoughts on it, and I continue to say it. If Martial wants to be here and Ten Hag wants him to stay, I am all for it. If both the answers to those questions are yes, cool. If one or both of the answers to those questions is no, let him go. Simple as that. I don't want any player who doesn't want to be here, and I don't want Ten Hag to have any player who he doesn't want here. Do I believe Martial's talented enough to flourish in the system and flourish under Ten Hag? Absolutely. But if you don't want to be here, let him go. If Ten Hag don't want him, let him go. But like I said, it's all gone quiet, and I expected to hear more already about him. I thought the Martial rumors would be flying about, but I've heard nothing. Zero. What are you saying, Bainesy?
I feel like United are keeping that stuff very, very quiet this year, kind of thing. We don't know much that's happening for like one of the first times ever, kind of.
Facts.
Which is why, like, I don't know. Like I said, it with Martial. Do I think he will leave? I think he wants to leave, but at the same time, in a market, there has to be a seller and a buyer. Who's going to buy him? I think Lyon got like a cash injection, but they've obviously got Lacazette now. The guy's on £250,000 a week or something. Unless he really wants to take a pay cut, the options are limited, really, isn't it?
Yeah, because
he didn't. You said he hasn't really impressed. He didn't impress at Sevilla that, like that, you kind of bounce back, kind of thing, innit, and got like his market value back up. He didn't. You could argue his market value probably decreased after his loan at Sevilla.
That's a fair point.
With his injuries as well.
Yeah, that is definitely without question a fair point, and that's me saying that as a fan of Martial. But I expected to hear more. I think if he wanted to leave, it would have been spoken about, which gives me hope that he wants to stay. Because to me, he bolsters our options, striking options of Ronaldo, Martial, and another striker if we sign one. I think is good for the first season, for Ten Hag's first season. I think we're starting to put a team to put the pieces in place. Yeah, go on.
If there's no striker available, I said this, I would probably just keep Ronaldo and Martial for another year. Rashford, to an extent, can play up top if really needed, innit? And just focus on other areas. Because maybe like Ten Hag might think there's no good striker available and just wait another year, which I wouldn't be mad at. As long as we invest in other areas.
Yeah, I'd rather us just go and get, like you mentioned there, a young striker who's say 18, 19, 20. I'd rather that. Someone just to sit on the bench and just to bed in, just to have that extra option. I'd rather have him as a third option and say it was Martial and Ronaldo fighting for the number one spot. Obviously, I prefer Martial, but again, it's options. Yeah, go on.
But even that potential striker, for example, I mentioned that Benjamin Sesko guy from Red Bull Salzburg, innit? Obviously, with that Adeyemi guy leaving, he's probably going to get more game time now there. So maybe the club might think, say if he is on the options, which... Listen, I just made that name up kind of thing, innit? As an idea. They might think that's probably more beneficial for him to get game time there.
Yeah.
But what would be sensible is signing him and then loaning him back out.
Yeah. And I'm all for us doing that as well. But I would rather have us have a third option because there's no striker from the youth system. And obviously you know the youth system better than me that stands out. That I go, yeah, have him in the squad. Have him in and around the likes of Ronaldo and Martial and Sancho and Rashford, etc., etc. Dean is saying Ruben Neves is perfect to partner De Jong. I wouldn't say he's perfect. That's just my preference. But if we were to sign Ruben Neves, I'm all for it. A midfield three of Neves, De Jong, and Donny, cold. I have zero complaints with that midfield three. I've spoke in depth about wanting to see a whole new midfield, see a whole new defense, pretty much. And 2 out of the 3 is a new attack. Again, would Neves be my first choice and my preference? No. But if we were to sign Neves, cool. But I know it's not going to happen, but I want us to sign more than just the younger Neves because our midfield is light. I don't think people realize how light it is, not in terms of just quality, but in terms of quantity. When you only have McTominay, Fred, Bruno, Donny, you have 4 players and you need, 2 players for every position. So we really should have 6. So we're light in terms of quantity and we're light in terms of quality. So if you add De Jong, Neves, and another into that, that's a whole different conversation.
The only real plus point is that you can get away with someone like James Garner, for example, in early rounds of the Europa League, innit?
Yeah. Early hours of Europa League, yes. But I'd rather just go and sign somebody proper.
Of course. But I'm just saying, like, you know when you said the 2 in each position kind of thing, innit?
I'd rather him get loaned out. I'd rather he got loaned out. Loaned back to Forest, yeah.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I would rather that happen as well. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, worst case scenario, say if he stays, he can still do a job in the Europa League. And if you can't, then that shows you're not good enough.
No, it's like I'd rather him do that. Dean is saying here, we need a foundation of a proper defense and a capable of midfield before we look at strikers. Just leave it to the next window and just play Ronaldo. See, I don't like this. The reason why I don't like this because it can all be sorted out. There is no reason why Manchester United can't sort out the defense, sort out the midfield, and sort out the attack. I'm not saying get every single player we wanted, but the defense is... we can sort out the problems there. If we sign a centre-back and a left-back, I'm happy with that. The midfield, we can sign 2 or 3 midfielders. Me and Bainesy were just talking about it. we can definitely sign one right winger and we can definitely sign a striker. There's no reason why Manchester United can't sign 6-7 players in a window. And with the amount of players that are leaving, we have no choice. I keep talking about quantity. We have at least 11 to 12. We have literally our first 11 leaving in terms of numbers. So therefore, 6 players is not too much to ask for, and add in youth players as well. Bainesy just mentioned Ghana. I'm sure there's maybe a couple other youth players kicking around as well who can join the squad and be effective. A la what Alanga did to an extent.
Pre-season is massive. That's what I'm saying. Like pre-season's gonna be very, very interesting because you got people like Ethan Laird. I'm guessing Alvaro Fernandez will be part of the first.
So Ethan Laird's a right back and Fernandez is a left back, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got people like Ghana. You got people like Levitt in midfield impressed on loan at Dundee this year. Yeah. It should be interesting. Even Ethan Galbraith, he impressed at Doncaster. I think he was in it.
What position does Galbraith play?
All in midfield, in it. Him, Levitt, and Ghana.
Okay.
Because they all grew up together, kind of thing, in terms of that same age group, innit? So I'm like, obviously Ghana probably is the closest, but say you never know, someone could take the chance of pre-season impress. Yeah. And then there's a conversation to be had on who to keep and who not to. Or maybe all three don't impress, and then you have to kind of maybe sign another midfielder.
Absolutely. Smooth Mickey here says, do you think Salah deserved the PFA Player of the Year over De Bruyne? I really don't take stock in PFA Player of the Year and the Team of the Year. I couldn't care less. That's just my thoughts on it. So I don't care. So I don't really take stock in it. Not fussed. What are you saying, Bainesy? I know this is more your domain.
Yeah, I probably would have given it to Salah from the nominees available. I said this. If it was my choice, I would have given it to Alisson, innit? I think Alisson has been the best and most consistent player in the Premier League, but like it was a flip of a coin between Salah and Kevin De Bruyne after the nominees came out. I'm not really fast. That's because I'm a United fan. Obviously, as a City fan, you're probably going to feel De Bruyne deserved it, but listen, you don't get a trophy for it, do you? For your club.
That's why I couldn't care less. Yeah. Couldn't care less. Camille says, flawless off topic. Lewis did a ranking of the strikers at Chelsea. Who's the worst you've ever seen at Chelsea? For me, it's either Morata or Lukaku. Yeah, Morata was pretty bad still. Was Morata worse than Lukaku? Lukaku's been pretty bad for you. I don't think Lukaku's the worst in terms of ability, but he's been the worst for you in terms of performances. Like when you're getting like 7 touches a game and all the outside stuff wanting to be there. So yeah, I would say that. Probably Lukaku.
Well, I said this, I don't think Alvaro Morata is a terrible footballer, innit?
He was bad there, though.
No.
I'm saying that Chelsea.
No, but even overall, I keep saying this. Alvaro Morata, technically, he's not a bad footballer. He has he has very, very good fundamentals, innit?
Yeah.
But it's just him in front of goal. Whatever happens to him, whatever happens to his brain is crazy, man.
Yeah. Pyramid Scheme says, Tony is a liability for any potential suit or injury prone, on big wages, questionable motivation, doesn't seem to take care of his body. Is he injury prone? I don't know about that. Is he on big wages at Brentford? I'm guessing he's not on big wages.
No, I think he's talking about Martial.
Oh, is he talking about Martial? Okay. I didn't know if he was talking about, because we were talking about Ivan Toney. I stand corrected. Injury prone, on big wages, questionable motivation, doesn't seem to take care of his body. The only thing I'd fight back on this is doesn't seem to take care of his body. I don't know what happened. Was he smoking? Did he get caught smoking or drinking or something like that?
No, I don't think. I wouldn't say he doesn't take care of his body, because we even saw, what was it, last pre-season? I think he looked a lot slimmer and stuff, innit?
Yeah.
Like certain people, like he might have thought like the year before, obviously he was playing at the top, so he bulked up a bit more, innit?
Yeah.
It's just, however, the problem with Martial, I said this year, you don't know your best position right now, and you're 26, 25, 26 kind of thing, and that's the biggest problem.
An issue. Yeah. That is a big, you right, 100%. But yeah, he definitely, would I call him a liability for any potential suit? No, I'd say it is definitely a risk, but depends on who's signing him and where your club's at and what position you're signing to. You sign him to play left wing, you sign him to play up front. I would definitely, like I said, keep Martial, but that is just me. But we'll see, because it's all gone quiet, which is probably been the most surprising. That's just me, though. Where else we are? I didn't miss anything. Big up to you lot on that. Elijah, my guy, Dan Sillyman in the cut as well. Big up to Dan Sillyman every single time. Dean says, just feel we got to be realistic. We're signing 5 players, absolute max, with the budget Ten Hag has. What? Based off of what? What's the budget Ten Hag has?
I don't think we have like an exact number kind of thing.
What's the
But I do
budget?
agree. I think it will be in the 4 to 5 player mark.
That's good though. If we sign 5-6 players, that's good. If you add Donny into the mix because he wasn't around, and you add Martial into the mix, that's 7. Add Ahmad, that's 8. That's
like
8.
Like the thing is, it's going to be a different squad whether people like it or not. Ten Hag's obviously had a pedigree of youth players. The mad thing is, I was searching up like the academy and just overall our Sky network kind of thing, innit? And let me get the picture up because this might be useful to Ten Hag and how he sees football. Wait. Let me get it up because I took screenshots of this the other day. One of our academy youth scouts was the coordinator youth scouting person at Ajax from 2006 to 2014. We have another first team scout in Holland who was a talent scout for PSV for a year and was part of the scouting network at FC20 for 6 years. So we do have like a couple Dutch people already in around the club. So if one of them is obviously the academy youth scout, there might be a couple players that you might think play the Dutch style of football kind of thing or Ten Hag style of football, which could be useful.
Absolutely. You spitting right
now.
I
do expect him to like promote a couple youngsters kind of thing, innit?
So that's what I'm saying. So say we did sign 5-6 players, then you add in Donny, you add in Martial, you add in Diallo, that's 9. Add in a couple of youth players, that's 11.
And people leaving as well. Like,
there's a lot of
some of those people just might just be bad people around the dressing room tab. Like, I'm guessing that someone like, how do I say this? Let me think. You see, like Cavani. Apparently, Cavani is actually a nice guy here, but you see, Cavani is just an idiot in it. So let me just say here, he might have just been an idiot around the dressing room kind of thing. Him leaving is still a positive impact.
Facts. And pyramid scheme. Where's this sauce? Man, I'm saying 200 million before. Where's the sauce? You might as well start. Can't just keep saying things and credit sauces. You better move it like Johnny Minerals. Trust me. Like, no. Where's the sauce? We can't just throw out stuff.
Man's been linked to Real and Barca.
Yeah. This is not what we're doing, innit? I've been linked with Inter Milan based off of what? Trust me, bro. Sauces. Where is this come from? Please start crediting and citing your sources. Otherwise, this is just made up stuff that you've got off social media or a made up figure you've made. Who said this at the club? And please put the link in the chat so I can see this. Where's the reports? Everyone just get my honest opinion, 200 million.
I feel like United will spend around probably 140 to 150 in it. That's just my opinion on how much we spend.
But what I like is what you just said there. That's my opinion. That's what I think. You're not saying 150 million is our budget. I know this. You're saying I feel that. Do I believe we'll sell? And again, people put, I think, that's why I always say, I think. Do I see United spending 250 million? Yeah, I could see that happening. When have we not backed a manager?
No, I hear that, but you can back a manager without spending big, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But one of our biggest problems was big.
But one of our biggest problems was just signing players for big money for the sake of it, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
And this is what I'm really, really happy about with Darwin Núñez. We're not like, in my eyes here, if this was United 2 years ago, we just pay stupid wages and Darwin Núñez comes.
Yeah. When I say 250 million, that could be 7 or 8 players. It don't have to be any big fees. It could be max. Like De Jong, we're talking 70 million. It could be, that's the maximum price we go for in terms of he's the biggest transfer and then we move on. You know what I'm saying? Like a Timbers, for example, wouldn't be expensive. You know what I'm saying? Pau Torres, who we've been linked with, wouldn't be that expensive. A Basuma, a Neves, a Anthony. I'm just using these players as examples. We spoke about signing a young striker. None of these would be that expensive. None of these are all 60, 70, 80 million. I'm tired of people going, oh, we won't sign. So name sources. What's our fee? Are you man in the boardroom and I don't know about it? Like, what's going on? Or you might need to start saying, I think we'll spend X amount. Cool. I'm cool with that. If you think we'll spend 100 million, 150 million, that's cool. But I'm looking at it like, why can't I be optimistic? You know what I'm saying? We've never spent 200 million in a single window. So just because we've never done it doesn't mean we can't do it. Because I'm sure we spent close to that at times.
Plus inflation, I was doing it.
Yeah, like so. So because again, that's not it. Because we've never spent 200 million in a single window doesn't mean we can't do it. Records can be broken. Why can't we spend 200 million in a window? Why can't we spend 150? I swear we spent 150 in a window. I swear we have.
Harry Maguire, 80, 54, Wan-Bissaka was 130. Then what? Another 24.
Dan James.
Yeah,
So that was 150. And who else did we sign in that?
that was it.
Was there anyone else? So we spent 150, 160 million. So why can't we spend 40 million more? Especially with the amount of players that are leaving and the amount of wage budget that's been freed up. Man, ain't got no debates. Who's Rob Dawson? Said 120 million before sales. Who's that?
I think he works for ESPN from memory.
Who is Rob Dawson? See what I'm saying? Who is Rob Dawson?
Let me see. I might follow him, I don't know.
Who is Rob Dawson? Like I see reports all the time, and why is he a credible source?
Yeah, he works for ESPN.
Because he works for ESPN. He's a credible source. So he should be breaking the De Jong news then, if that's the case.
Oh no. I'm not saying it's credible.
No, I'm talking to who mentioned it? Someone mentioned it. James Jones mentioned it. Rob Dawson said that. So he should be breaking the De Jong news then. He should be the go-to guy and get most things about Manchester United right. So why does his name not pop up for anything else? But we're taking his word as gospel for the transfer key. Where's him on the De Jong news, the Timber news, the Anthony news, Paul Torres news, Bastoni news, the Martial thing? What's going on with Donny? He should be the guy then. Like I'm saying, we can't just pick and choose when we take someone's word as gospel or not. But this guy don't get mentioned any other time. JJ says 100 million for De Jong. Do you think we sign him? No, I don't think we sign him for 100 million. No, I don't think so.
No, we sign him, but not for that much.
Yeah, I don't think 100 million. No. Would you take Vardy for 1 year and rotate him with Ronaldo, and then the next year look for a striker because next window there'll be better strikers available next year? I wouldn't. I'm tired of old strikers. We've got one already. I don't need any more. Go get.
If you are going for a short-term signing, the only short-term signing that you go for is someone that's world-class straight away, and that's Lewandowski. Other than that, there's no other strikers that are good for that short-term basis kind of thing, innit? And even Lewandowski, like, he's not going to play second fiddle to Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not really going to play second fiddle to him, innit?
Facts.
No.
110%. No, again. No. This is not what we're doing. He broke the Ten Hag news. Where is he on the De Jong news? Where is he on the Timber news? Where is he on the Anthony news? Where is he on the Paul Torres news?
We're not getting.
Where is he on the Ruben Neves news? Now, I'm not saying we are, but my point is, if we're taking his word as gospel, that is 120 million is the fee. Where is he on all this other stuff? If he has this information that he knows United is spending 120 million, surely he should have sources that are telling us where this money is being spent on who. See what I'm saying? Man, just say anything. Just because man works for ESPN doesn't mean he's a credible source. Where is he on the other stuff? Please let me know.
Someone said he could be enjoying Love Island flipping, I big up Ty in the comments as well.
Yeah, large up time, man. Big up Trafford Tunnel, gang. You know what I'm saying? Says big up the man then. Make sure you're supporting the channel, people. Happy weekend. Bless up, Flawless. Been a minute, G. Been a minute, man. Hope you're good. Make sure you go subscribe to the Trafford Tunnel News. Make sure you go and do that, people. I mean, yeah, subscribe to the channel. You can catch that man Baines over there as well.
Someone said short-term signing Diabala. He can play. Plays top and on the right. That's a typical Ed Woodward signing.
Yeah, I'm tired of
big
short-term
name
signings
that we don't know where to fit in, that we just sign for the sake of it. Probably on big wages now as well, that he's a free transfer.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying, isn't it? Like, I'm not with the Dybala thing. Not in the slightest. I'm with you with this.
This is a rebuild, isn't it? Now? We got a good coach. Let's sign the younger players that can improve with the project kind of thing, innit?
Facts.
And if you're, for example, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was in his third year of the rebuild, then you can sign someone world-class and there for now, innit, which is obviously Cristiano Ronaldo. But obviously, when you sign someone like that, that player has to then... You have to win that season kind of thing, innit? Or in the next 2 seasons, and we're not really going to do that. Someone like Dybala, are we really going to win in the next 2 seasons? With his injury record as well? On his wages? Man.
This is why I didn't want Dembele.
Let him go. Nah, you see Dembele, he's a bit different, innit? Because he's a lot younger.
How old is
Dybala? Let me see. I think he's at 25, 24.
Okay, talk about it. Well, yeah, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you. Go on, carry on.
Okay, let me just quickly check. Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah. Okay.
Dybala is...
I know Dybala's older.
28. And he turns 29 in November.
So he's 28 going on 29. Right.
That's why I just avoid those kind of signings kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, okay. Kevin McGee says, thoughts on us being linked with Anthony again? What makes you say? You said it already. We're not signing Anthony. What makes you say that?
We're not.
Mm.
We're just not kind of thing. And I don't think we're signing a right inside to play this summer.
What
I
makes
think
you
if
say
we
that?
are signing a player from Ajax, it'll be Timber.
So you reckon
Because
it's
the
just the
reports
one?
about Anthony will be a lot stronger if we were really interested. Like, the only report that we saw the other day was from Go in Brazil. We're sitting to win where they're reliable.
Mm.
That's why I just don't think Anthony will happen. Do I think he's a good player? Yeah. Do I think he's right standing for United? No.
Mm.
I think he's a ball
You don't think what? You don't think Anthony's the right signing?
Yeah, I don't think he is.
What makes you say that? You don't think we need? You don't think we need a right winger though?
No. I do think we need the right winger in it. I just don't think Anthony is the right profile winger that we need. Because I still think he's more of a ball to feet type player in it. And obviously, got Jadon Sancho another tier for that. So maybe, like I said this the other day on Ty's channel on Trafford Tunnel, innit? Someone like a Raheem Sterling, because obviously Sterling can obviously have the runs in behind and stuff, innit?
Yeah,
and played on the right before. That's why I think Dembele is completely different to Sancho, which is why I think Dembele could be a good signing. But I think he probably does go PSG if he does leave.
All right. Fair enough. So you're looking less of a more to feet winger and more of a winger who can run in behind type of thing. Fair enough. I was saying
because you don't want players that are just too similar kind of thing, innit? And that's why I think Amad Diallo is very, very interesting in terms of that mode, innit? Because when you look at Diallo, his movement is very, very good kind of thing, innit?
Absolutely.
Like even when I watch him for Rangers, like don't get me wrong, he will miss chances, innit? But his movement to find himself in those positions is very, very good. And he's shown he can stretch backlines. Even for United, he was doing that decently well kind of thing, innit?
Mm-hmm. I agree. I want to see Diallo involved in the squad. I'd rather sign a right winger like an Anthony or someone to play in front of Diallo and then have Diallo as the backup to him. And then
that's my ideal situation, innit?
Yeah.
Diallo backing up someone.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what Pellistri does as well.
Pellistri left or right winger?
Right. But you see with Pellistri, you know what's interesting with him? He looked very good in pre-season, innit? Last summer.
Yeah.
And when you watch him for Uruguay, he looks very good. But when you see his record with Alaves, it's absolutely shocking.
Yeah,
I don't think this guy. I spoke with you then. This guy hasn't. I don't think he has a goal contribution for Alaves in 2 years, and I think he's only made 11 starts. I said.
Saying crazy like that.
Yeah, like that loan has been pointless, kind of thing, isn't it? From what we know, like there might be other things in the loan that might be beneficial to him, kind of thing.
Now you mentioned it. You mentioned this, but yeah, I'm all for Anthony just because I do want to see us sign a right winger because it's needed. 100% is without question. Is needed. And LB here says young strikers are expensive. Like I can't pronounce his name. I'd rather redo the
He's
spine.
from Newcastle.
Yeah, but it's like again, young strikers are expensive if you're looking in the wrong place. You can go and sign a cheap young striker. Yeah, just double check that, please. Please double check that. And James Jones says
like 17 million.
See, so you can go look in the right places. Again, it's a myth.
It was 40.
You can't sign. You can go and sign young strikers. You're just not looking in the right. And Rob Dawson has been speaking on the Young and Timber news. So what's he said about the Young and Timber then, James? That's what I'm asking you. What's he said?
14.1 million.
See, it can easily be cheap. Statman, what do you think about United getting Cooper Minas to match a Dutch trio in midfield with De Jong and Donny?
I don't think it'll happen. He's a weird one as well, isn't it? Because
talk about it.
Oh, how do I say this? Like he's the opposite of Toni Kroos, if that makes sense. You know how Toni Kroos started further forward and then obviously dropped back?
Yeah.
He's done the opposite.
Okay.
For Atalanta, he's been playing a bit more higher, further forward kind of thing, isn't it? Which is interesting.
Yeah. Well,
someone said Julian Alvarez was cheap because South America, if he was in Europe, he would have been 40. Yeah, he might have been.
So
but that doesn't mean he's a bad signing. Go scout in that market.
If that means, yes, go shop in South America. You know what I'm saying? If there's one shop that's selling stuff at a high price and there's another shop down the road, this is in real life, selling it at a cheaper price, you go to the cheapest shop. Why is that so foreign? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing, strike. No, just because we don't know. When I say we, I'm talking about me, Statman Baines, you lot in the chat don't know of any strikers. Don't mean strikers don't exist. There's a whole, I keep saying this, there's hundreds of thousands of strikers in the world of football. Go and find one. It's really not that difficult because other teams do it. We just fail to do it for whatever reason, whether that's the scouting, whether that's the people making a final decision, it makes no sense. Faison here says, have you heard the news that if Zidane goes to PSG, that it's likely then Pogba will consider going to PSG than Juventus? It'll make sense. It'll make perfect sense. If there's someone who can turn Pogba's head to go to PSG, it's definitely Zidane. Someone who's a legend
Probably
of
the
France,
only one.
his idol. Yeah, he's one of his idols. He would have grew up. Pogba would have grew up watching Zidane win things for France. So 110%, he'll be looking at him in that. He could definitely consider it. I'd love to see Pogba go PSG from a neutral perspective. Absolutely, I would love to see it under Zidane. Yes. What are you saying, fam? Talk to me.
I said this at the time. Juve was so underwhelming.
I agree.
Like,
it was underwhelming.
His club career has been underwhelming. That's been Paul Pogba for you. If we're looking at all these moves and stuff. And I think PSG, I would say that's an upgrade kind of thing. And PSG have a very, very attractive project right now with Luis Campos leading it kind of thing. I wouldn't say the same thing about Juve playing under Allegri with their signings, how he done last year. What they finished fourth, was it? Behind Napoli, AC, and Inter. Avoid that.
It is underwhelming. Absolutely.
Losing Dybala, who's obviously a close friend of his.
That being said, there's just under 60 of you lot, and we ain't even at 30 likes. So get the likes up on the video, people. It's free. Hit the like button. Get the likes up way, 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 way too low. Get the likes all the way up. Make sure you do that. Hamid says, big up, guys. Big up to you as well. There's more questions. Again, you lot continue to get your questions in. Statman, do you want Pau Torres? If not, who at centre-back?
Do I want Pau Torres? The answer is no. Like, he wouldn't be my first choice kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But if obviously the club sign him, yeah. Do I think he's the perfect centre-back to complement what we have? I don't think so, innit? Like, obviously, left-footed, incredible on the ball. Giving credit for that. But do I think he's like that aggressive nature that we need? No. When you watch Timber is a lot more aggressive. And I think that complements the other centre-backs we have at the club a bit better.
Complements Varane, Lindelof, or even Maguire, or much better. You're right.
And obviously Timber has that versatility just in case we need him to play right back.
Yeah. You think we'll sign Timber?
Yeah.
What makes you so confident on that?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, you know those certain signings you just think will happen, innit? Like, obviously, the Ten Hag factor does help, innit? But I can't remember who I was talking to the other day. But you know when Louis van Gaal did say, like, it's a World Cup year, innit? It makes sense for him to stay another year. Because the World Cup's not at the end of the season. It's 6 months. You are starting for Ajax week in, week out. Facts. You can go to a new environment and risk it now. And you never know. Like, he might just play poorly at United while we're settling in. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad signing, but there's a risk in that. He's comfortable at Ajax. I'll probably just stay there if I was him.
So one of them, do you run the risk? That's one of them. Do you trust your skill set? Do you trust your skill level? That's what
I would.
Like if I'm a professional footballer, I would. Yes, I would. Especially with Ten Hag being, you're not going, even though you're going to a new country under a new regime, new team, you still have someone there who's familiar. That is Ten Hag, who's got the best out of you before. So I would trust him and trust my skill set and say, yo, let's run this. This is Manchester United Football Club. Word to side, 100%. That's what I would do.
He's still on the younger side in terms of his age, isn't it? Like, he's only just 20.
Oh, so
you're going to have plenty of opportunities to, even if you miss out on this World Cup, to go to another World Cup kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Without doubt. Ed Bladger, my guy Eddie, says Koulibaly wouldn't be a transfer window if we weren't linked. I would take Koulibaly. As much as people are against it, he fits the profile. What Bainesy was talking about, an aggressive centre back. And I'm just on the P&P thing. I'm not gonna lie in it. Like, that's how I'm looking at Koulibaly. We need a P&P centre back, man. We need some more P&P in this team. Same way at left back. The same way, and I think he complements what we have. I think he's the perfect foil for Varane.
That's reason I think Koulibaly is interesting. I think he has a year left on his contract. It probably costs between 20 to 30 million. This has been a very, very good season for Koulibaly as well. Like, you know when before, when we were linked to Harry Maguire that summer, when we signed him, obviously, Koulibaly was obviously linked to like 80, 90, 100 mil kind of thing, innit? And I think this has probably been his best season since then kind of thing. So his form has been very, very good this season for Napoli. And And another thing with Koulibaly, he plays less centre back. He's not left footed, but he plays there, kind of thing, isn't it?
I didn't know that.
Which is also interesting.
Learn something new every day. I would definitely, for you saying as well, the price is right. If we're saying he's got 1 year left on his contract and he's costing 20, 30 million, why not? Why would you not go and get Koulibaly? I'm looking at the way that Liverpool signed Konate, and I'm not saying Koulibaly is better than Konate. I'm talking just profile of player people. That's all I'm talking about. Is just the profile, and we need that. We lack
The only
it.
problem with Koulibaly, he's 30, innit? And I think he turns 31 very, very soon.
That's kind of peak still. I'd still run it. Just for a season.
Yeah, he turns 31 in 10 days' time.
Is it? Yeah, I'd still, for the right price, I'd still run it. Just because. Unless there was, I think we need more than one centre back. So I would sign Koulibaly and I would sign another centre back anyway. Who's all the same profile as him. Go on.
Like, I don't know why. Like I was speaking with Ty the other day, innit? And we were saying, what are the chances 10 hour plays a back three? Because if you think about it, you could probably argue our squad right now is more suited to play back three. Obviously, he's not used to like 10 hours, obviously known to like play the 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 kind of thing, innit? But we have been linked to more centre backs. Other than Sangara the other day, we haven't really been linked with a holding midfielder.
We need to talk about him as well, but go on.
Yeah, so like you could argue we're more suited to a back three. Oh. The next problem is we don't have enough centre backs to play that.
Because you only got Varane, Lindelof,
Maguire, and then say a Timber, and we've obviously been linked to Pau Torres or that Leipzig centre back.
I ain't trying to see a back three.
I don't really care, innit, what formation we play. It's all about intent for me, but I'm just saying, like,
go on.
You could probably argue our squad is slightly more favouring a back three right now if you have to choose something.
I wouldn't say it is. You know why? Because I look at our wing back options. Dalot I like as a wing back.
I look at
Timber
our
if he landed as wing. I like that. Our left wing back is not. No, none of him. We can sign him holding midfielder though.
No. But I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
I think our squad's probably more suited to a back three right now.
You're probably right.
But at the same time, we haven't seen what else United are going to do this summer, innit?
Yeah. Big on my big bro in the comments as well. AV8 says Benoit. Is it Badashil? A Monaco young centre half quality. Badashili, a Monaco young centre half showing quality development worth a bid. He's a name I've heard pop up as well, but I don't know enough about him. What are you saying, Bainsy? I know
he's an interesting one.
What's more? Talk about.
You know, since United have been linked with him so much.
Yeah,
I feel like this is like a more of a scouting, recruitment team. People are looking at him kind of thing, innit? In my eyes. Because obviously on the ball, in terms of your progressive passes, his numbers are very, very good, innit? So there is clearly something in him. And obviously I think he's left-footed as well, innit? From memory.
Let me check.
He's left-footed and he's 21.
Okay, let's go.
So I feel like that will kind of be like off the... Obviously we'll be linked to Pau Torres and stuff, innit? That left-footed centre-back, he's off that mode, which is why I think like United scouting team might be onto him kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. He's French as well. So he's French. Yeah, like you said, he's only 21. He's only 21.
I think he's in the under-21 setup for France.
Yeah, it says France. Yeah, he's played for the national under-21 team. That's what it stated.
Because I think I saw him on the bench starting the other day.
But yeah, he's a shout. Why not? I've said this. I just want to see new. Whether I know them or not, I want to see a new centre-back. I want to see 2 new midfielders. I want to see a right winger. I want to see a new striker. I need a new left back. I need new. Bainsy, you mentioned it already in the show about the team's going to be different. That's what brings me optimism, is that unknown. Because we know what we're getting with the players we've had, whether that's the players who are leaving or even the players that are staying. But I'm tired, man. I'm not trying to see Maguire and Lindelof playing at centre-back. I'm not trying to see Tommy and Fred and Bruno in the midfield. I'm not trying to see Rashford and Elanga on the right wing. I'm not trying to see Ronaldo up top. I'm not trying to see Shaw and Tellers at left back.
No, but this is where my thing to you is patience is very key. This is the first year of the rebuild. We can't fix all our problems in 1 year kind of thing.
I agree.
Which is why I'm just like, let's just see what happens this summer.
I want to see some change, though, is what I'm saying.
Someone said
Let's show me some change.
Someone said Ronaldo Sanchez will be shot. He's going AC Milan.
Don't get Ronaldo Sanchez. I'm good on that.
I like him, innit? But obviously injuries is another problem with him. And I'm like, the thing is, I'm willing to take a risk on players that might be injury prone if we have a settled squad, innit? But when you need so many players, it's a bit sticky kind of thing, innit? Like, for example, you see Konate before he joined Liverpool was injury prone. But then Liverpool also had Van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Joe Matip, even Nat Phillips that could play that centre-back role.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine taking a risk on a good up-and-coming young talent when you have other options.
Mm-hmm.
With
I'm
say if
with
Ronaldo
it.
Sanchez gets injured here, then we're back with McTominay and Fred.
Yeah, and this is not it. There's no reason why we can't sign 2 midfielders.
Mm.
Because young Tarantino says we got to be realistic. Looking to sign two defenders, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, and at least one at this summer to make a change. Yeah, but I think that can happen. Like I said, a centre back, a left back, 2 midfielders, I don't think is out of the realm of possibility. And throw a striker in there as well. I don't think that 5 or 6 is that impossible.
The way
Will
I
it
look at it
happen?
right
No.
now,
But it's not
if I
impossible.
had to make a choice, what would say if you had to say right now, what position do you think United will sign? What would it be?
Centre back. I think we'll sign
How many?
another midfield. 1. If you're asking me like realistically, what I genuinely think, I think we'll sign
I
1
agree.
centre back. I think we'll sign 2 midfielders, so De Jong and
I agree.
another. 3 players. I think we do get a right winger. I think we do sign.
You're saying right winger.
I think we do sign a right winger, and I think we sign, depending on the Martial Ronaldo situation, I think a striker. If one of them goes, actually, because Cavani's left, yeah, I think we sign a striker regardless. But the profile of the striker will depend on Ronaldo or Martial if they stay or leave. Like if they both stay, I can see us signing a striker just to replace Cavani. So I'd say 5, and I'm over the moon with that. If someone would have told me United will sign a centre back, 2 midfielders, a right winger, and a striker this summer, I would have taken your arm off. Do I think we need more? Yes. But I would fully accept that and be happy with that and be like, you know what? That's a positive step in the right direction. Because I already know without even seeing these players, they're better than what they have. Whatever centre back we sign is better than Lindelof and Maguire. Whatever number 6s we have are better than McTominay and Fred. Whatever 8s we sign are better than Bruno. Whatever right-sided player is better than Rashford and Elanga. Without doubt.
I think
striker was gone.
We sign 1 centre back, De Jong and 1 other midfielder, and then I think we sign 1 fullback / striker.
So a fullback or a striker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would be like the 4th player. Well, and then if you're pushing it, maybe Christian Eriksen on the 3.
Well,
but I think that deal will be difficult to happen.
Yeah.
Just because I think he probably does go back to Tottenham.
PJ said no fullbacks. Nah, in my heart of hearts, I don't think United will sign a fullback. No. Do I want us to? Yes. I want a P&P left back. Find me a left back.
Nah, I'll be honest. I think we need a right back before we need a left back.
I think you're crazy.
No. Because no matter what, we're going to have 2 bodies in that left back with Tellers and Shaw in it. A right back, say if Wan-Bissaka leaves, we've only got Dalot.
Yeah, but them bodies is dead. We got left.
No. Yeah, I know, but I don't really include youth players in it because I just don't think that's fair.
Fair enough.
If Wan-Bissaka leaves, we only have like 1 recognised right back kind of thing.
True. That's fair. Well, yeah, your Tarantino said, Ralph said in January that we're 100% signing a striker in the summer. So, yeah, throw a striker in the mix. So, a striker.
Yeah, but Ralph can say that all he wants, isn't it? But it's not up to him.
Well, it's not up to him. That is facts.
And listen, Ten Hag said this is his old man. Ten Hag sat down with Myrtle, probably sat down with the recruitment team and have wants his own profile players and what he thinks is right for the squad.
Yeah.
Because whether people like it or not, we saw the worst of Rashford last year. We've seen the worst of Martial. We've seen the worst of, or probably there's still positives to see with Elanga in terms of he can only improve. Same thing with Diallo, same thing with Palestri. Same thing with, like, in other areas with Maguire. Sure, we saw the worst out of him. There's no way these players are this bad next year.
I agree with that. As much as I don't rate some of them players you mentioned, I don't think
I'm not saying I rate them. But what I'm saying, in a better system, it can't be any worse.
Yeah, I agree. You're right, fam. You're spitting right now. You're spitting. Someone said here, Dean says, I think Alvaro Fernandez will rival both Tellers and Shaw for that left back spot this coming season. I'm with that. I'd rather, if United open up the first game of the season, whoever we're playing, and Fernandez is playing at left back, Alvaro Fernandez people, I have no issue with that. I don't want to see Shaw. I don't want to see Tellers. I want Shaw sold. Shaw's like right high at the top of my list up there with McTominay and Maguire of players I wanted to see leave this club because he's been here this long. He's been here, 10 years? I think it's like 10 years or something like that. I'm tired of him. Tired of seeing him here. don't want him here no more. Like, I'm done with Shaw. And if Tellez is here as backup, cool. But yes, I just want to give me new. That's what I'm asking for. New left back, new centre back pairing with Varane, new midfield. I throw Donny in that mix because we barely seen him. So him, De Jong, and another is all new. New right winger. So Sancho and whoever the right winger is a new partnership. And whether it's Martial or it's Ronaldo up top, it's new. Give me something different. So I'm not on shows like this with Bainesy and we know exactly what. If we're previewing a game for this Saturday coming up for tomorrow, me and Bainesy know exactly what we're going to get. We know exactly what's going to happen. We know how we're going to play. We're going to know we're going to know who to not look forward to, who the liabilities are. We know this. All of these things. Ibrahim saying here, I'm sorry, we've seen the best of Rashford. That brother is finished. I agree with you to an extent. In terms of, it's all about role. It's all about the squad role. That's what I would say. It's the role.
Last season was the worst we've seen in Rashford. That's what I'm saying. Like, in terms of the last season, Rashford's not going to be that bad. If he is flipping, I don't know what's happened with him, innit? But he can't be that bad. He can only go up from there. Same thing with Maguire. He can only go up. And if these lot get worse, cry, man. Cry. No, because I might actually cry.
Abdi says, is Rashford going to accept a squad role? Yes, because you are an employee, not the employer. You know what I'm saying? We tell you what to do. You don't run this shit. We run this shit. And when I say we, I'm talking the manager. So if the manager turns around and says you're the squad role, you have to play better to get your first team back. Is he going to accept it? Yes. Accept it, hold bench or leave. Rule with an iron fist. Who cares, man? What kind of question is this? Is he going to accept a squad role?
I say this with all the players here. Like, a lot of these players need to humble themselves.
Is he gonna accept
like all of you players, I don't care who it is, have been part of United's worst ever season. So if the manager does decide to drop you, you can't complain.
Hold that. Is he gonna accept
it's now up to you if you don't want to work harder, kind of thing, isn't it?
Some of you lot be trolling with these comments. Some just start ignoring stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Eddie says, De Jong, United confident of reaching agreement with Barcelona, convinced by Ten Hag and personal terms won't be an issue. Clubs are already not too far apart. See, so this is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, it's probably gonna happen. And I'm ecstatic over this. But Bainesy said it best. It's only one piece of the puzzle. Go get another midfielder to complement De Jong. I'm saying, don't just go and sign another De Jong level midfielder who's similar to him. I want someone my preference is someone who's more defensive, whether that's a destroyer or whether that's someone who screens. One out of the two, that is my personal preference. So you go get a Matic profile who would just sit in front of the back four, or you go get an Ndidi who's a little bit more, and an Ndidi profile people, not Ndidi, but someone who's a little bit more combative. Sangara, we was talking about. Speak on it, because I've only signed him on FIFA and he was cold. But talk to me.
I don't think Sangara is technically all that kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, talk about it.
But I said this, like, even from his Toulouse days, back in the days kind of thing, innit? His underlying numbers in terms of defensively and his like 1v1 defensive capabilities are very, very good, innit? But if he's partnered with someone like De Jong, who's obviously, like, we know how capable he is on the ball, innit?
Yeah.
He can obviously drop deep, play. Like I said, this De Jong's best position is probably as a 6 in a double pivot. Partnered with someone like Sangara, I think he'll be fine, kind of thing, innit? And I think Sangara will look all right. If he's dealing with someone like Fred, cry. Well, I don't know why I keep saying that. I don't know why I keep saying that.
If you want to cry, it's okay, man. It's okay for grown men to cry.
But I'll be honest, man. Bainesy. I don't know why I said that, but like,
Bainesy, because you want to cry. Bainesy, let it out, man. It's right,
I'm talking about like Fred and Sangara together.
I'm here, man. I'm here for you, Bainesy, man. It's okay, man. We brothers. Don't worry about it, man. If you want to cry and let out them tears, it's fine, fam. Man's here for you, man. We brothers. What you mean, this guy? I'm letting you know this is a safe space to cry, fam. You know what I'm saying? I won't judge you. I won't laugh. I'm giving you a shoulder to cry on, not literally, but figuratively. You know what I'm saying? I see. Every time
I'm gonna stop saying that, you know.
Every time I'm nice to Bainesy, he thinks it's an ulterior motive. This is terrible, man. My reputation is in the bin. Why do you think this? I'm nice to you all the time, fam. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
Trusting flawless, you know. Can't be trusting flawless.
I can't be trusted. Or am I Seth Rollins or some shit? Like, what do you mean you can't trust me? Big up my big bro, AV8 says Denzel Dumfries, 26, very good right back. The Chelsea Dons yesterday when I was doing the show was telling me they've been linked with him.
I'll be honest, I'm not his
Chelsea,
biggest fan, you know.
Talk about it.
I just don't think he's technically all that to play in a possession-based side kind of thing, innit? Like even when we saw him for Holland in what was it, the Euros? Like in the Euros, he didn't look like technically brilliant, but obviously the pace about he has, isn't it?
Well,
I just wouldn't. Like I've got like 5 right backs that I would like take above him, kind of thing, innit? Like I said, I made a video yesterday, innit? Like on the 5 right back thing. Someone like Gustav from Lyon, 19, good progressive fullback, technically very, very sound.
Yeah,
I think someone like him's probably a bit more suited, kind of thing, innit? Than someone like Denzel Dumfries. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't think he's a United type player, kind of thing, innit? Same thing what I said with Nunes. I don't think he was the right signing for United, but I don't think he's a bad player.
Dean saying Diallo deserves a chance over Rashford and number 11 for right wing. Those two should be made to earn a spot after poor form and run-ins with the law. Yeah, Diallo definitely deserves his opportunity to try and nail down that right wing spot. And again, I put Diallo in the same bracket as Alvaro Fernandez. If United open up the season and Diallo's playing right wing, I'm happy with that. If I see Sancho on the left, Diallo on the right, I'm very pleased with that. I'm more pleased. I'm happier seeing Diallo over Rashford and Elanga. I'm more happy to see Elanga over Rashford at this point. Like Bainesy said, it's time for you lot to improve. It's time for you lot to prove yourself and earn your spot. Earn your spot in this match. It's not a given. I don't care about wages and your name and what you did 2-3 years ago. Earn your spot in the 2022/23 season. That's where I'm at with this team. And I hope that Ten Hag rules with an iron fist. I hope so. He rules with an iron fist and does this. And it's on merit. So I'm all for Diallo. And like I said, in an ideal world, I'd like us to sign a right winger, whether that's Anthony, whether that's Rafinha, and then have Diallo backing that up. That's what I want in the ideal world. But whether it happens or not is a whole different conversation. I'm not sure. LB says De Jong with a destroyer or a progressor. Well, both. Because if we sign a destroyer, that's cool. And then progressors, Donny can play as a 6 and be a good progressor there. So I have no issue with that. But to me, there's no reason why we can't
Donny 6 thing, man.
You don't like Donny in a double pivot?
Nah.
You can't play
with someone like De Jong.
Say we're just being offensive. Say we're chasing a game.
Yeah, but that's a bit different, isn't it? Like you normally lose your team structure to an extent when you're chasing games like that.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
I'm using that as I'm utilizing that as an option. I'm thinking of all scenarios when I say these things. I'm thinking of United like starting just so what we'll play 80-90% of the time. Then when we're trying to be a bit more defensive and a bit pragmatic from the start, when we're trying to hold on to a lead, then when we're chasing a game or injuries. But yeah, with that, I'd say go sign both of them. Go sign a destroyer and a progressor. I have no issue with that whatsoever. And De Jong can progress the ball anyway. But there's no reason why we can't sign a destroyer or a progressor to go alongside him. I'd prefer the destroyer, but that's just my personal preference. But that could change depending on how Ten Hag wants to set up. I just think a destroyer is important for them tough away games. So when we're going away to the Etihad, when we're at Anfield, when we're at the Bridge, for example.
But it's going to be interesting how we set up against those sides now as well. Like it's not just going to be
very.
Like obviously for the first season, it might be in it in terms of like you just sit back, so pressure kind of thing in it. But overall, Ten Hag takes these bigger like games to the opponents. Like we saw what this guy has done at the Santiago Bernabeu against the Real side. He took the game to them.
Serious. Did what Chelsea couldn't and win out the Bernabeu. Hold that Chelsea and go through.
And the ball progressing thing, you need to know Luxo and Dalot say the other two main fullbacks progress the ball decently well as well.
Dalot does. I think that is he's very underrated. But yeah, he's like his ability to pass the ball forward is extremely underrated. Absolutely. Big up Manj says, big up Flawless to start, man. Let the transfer window chaos begin. Yeah, man. Definitely. Let it all begin because we're going to get linked with everybody. It's going to happen. But like I said, I'm optimistic about the window. Again, you lot get your questions in. Continue to get your questions in. It don't have to be Manchester United related. It can be something else in regards to the window. It don't have to be Premier League related. It can be some people have asked about Pogba. It can be an Mbappe question. Anything like that, people. What's going on with Real Madrid, Ancelotti, etc. Anything you don't want to ask, feel free. Yes, and Jez is right, man. Over 50 in the chat. Get the likes up. It's 60. Get the likes up. And make sure you go subscribe to Statman Baines' channel as well. And Nuz says it here, anybody would be an upgrade from McTominay. Yes. That's why I'm like, just get somebody new. Because I already know without seeing them play. It could be someone unknown. We could sign someone who's Algerian, who I've never seen before from the Algerian league. And I'm like, I know he's better than McTominay. Ready.
No, but you see, I always say this here. You see, that shouldn't be the parameter in terms of how we sign players.
Nah, it shouldn't. I'm just saying
about
that's me from
the right profile kind of thing.
That's me from a selfish standpoint, is what I'm saying. That's me being an Egypt with that. That's me not looking at it from footballing eyes. That's me just being completely selfish and saying, give me something new. I'm tired of doing watch-alongs and seeing McTominay in midfield. That's what I'm saying. El saying we don't have the technical quality in enough positions to dominate possession the way Ten Hag did at Ajax. This is why you sign these players. I think Dalot's good enough technically. If we sign De Jong, I think he's good enough technically. I believe Donny's good enough technically. I believe a Diallo is good enough technically. I believe a Sancho's good enough. You don't need 11 world-class ballers, because 11 in the Ajax team, it wasn't 11 world-class ballers. Guarantee if I pull up them now, then we're not going to say they're all world-class ballers. No. If I pull up that side that won in the Bernabeu. What was the score? Was it 4-1 they won?
No, you could probably argue that 0 world-class players.
This is what I'm saying. So you don't need them all to be technically great. This is why you utilize and have systems around them. That's why. Let me pull up that game. Hold up. Let me actually pull up that team. That's right. Was Ziyech not in that team? Yeah,
but Ziyech ain't world-class.
This is my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need that. But if we had Ziyech in our team, people would be saying, oh, you can't play that football with him. I'm looking here. So their team was Onana in goal. Is it Tagliafico, Daley Blind, De Ligt? I can't pronounce the fullback. De Jong, Schoen, Donny, Ziyech, Neres, and Tadic. None of these players people will be screaming about if we was trying to sign. None of these, man. So I disagree with this.
Highland played with Blind and De Ligt here, but people told me slow centre-backs can't play in a high line.
Now, you've got to be intelligent. I think you have
exactly,
to be intelligent.
But people told me slow centre-backs can't play in a high line. Okay, man. Okay.
I think it's in an ideal world, you want one of your centre-backs to
No, but of course. But that doesn't mean they can't play there, innit? That's what I'm saying, innit? And I got cooked for no reason for saying that.
Now you deserve to get cooked from. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I was speaking.
You deserve to
question my footballing IQ.
Yeah, I question it because of some of the stuff that you come out with. 99% of the time, I see where exactly what you're trying to say, and then that 1%, I'm like, Bainesy, you've been drinking. Like, that's what I think.
I think over the last 4 weeks, I have been on point with everything.
Oh yeah, your football knowledge is exceptional. This is why we do shows. Do you think I do shows with anybody whose football's opinions ain't exceptional apart from Ryan? Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's exceptional here apart from him. You know what I'm saying he a squad player. Everyone else here is first teamer, but you have your moments, and I'm like, what? You do let your heart rule your head from time to time. You get emotional.
Nah. Listen,
you get emotional.
Football's an emotional game, isn't it?
Do you ever see me get emotional?
No, but that's because now you said that you were emotionally checked, whatever. That you didn't care about United. Yeah, detached.
Okay, all right. Now I'm back. Now we're back up. But even so, without that, do you ever hear me talk about other teams in an emotional manner?
No, but I ain't emotional about other teams.
Okay. All right. So now I'm emotionally attached to United. Watch this entire season. You don't see me ever emotions conquer my logic.
We'll see.
I already know in it. So
we'll see.
I already know in it.
Because you never know. You see Ten Hag, he might have you feeling a different way in terms of how he's gonna have this team balling out.
Oh, I'm very optimistic about that. I'm very optimistic. Like, Ten Hag already is one of the greatest Manchester United managers of all time before we even got started. Like, I'm gassed in that sense, but I understand where we're at and what we're going to see. This is why I'm giving him time and patience. And I'm also waiting to see what he signs and who he lets go with the Ten Hag situation. That's my guy, though. Keep saying it, man. He Professor X without the chair. You don't get that reference because you don't get X-Men, but everyone else will understand what I'm talking about. How you ain't watched X-Men, I don't know, innit? But here we are.
Movie hype.
It's actually a cartoon.
Cartoon hype.
Yeah, cartoon hype in it. Emotional hype in it. This is the same guy who said Ancelotti's finished. You know what I'm saying? How did that go?
But
how did that go?
You see the mad thing, yeah. You see the mad thing?
Yeah.
You see Real fans. When I was saying all the stuff I was saying, Real fans were feeling the same way.
Yeah.
So my thinking had the exact same thing.
Okay.
Like, as what these are
The
all
same
watching
Real
week
Madrid,
out.
the same Real Madrid fans who booed your goal.
I know.
So I'm
No,
not.
but
I
all
wouldn't really take
I'm
them on board.
saying, you can't say I was like the only one in it. There were plenty of
Yeah, I
fans on
know,
that
and
own
I'm
fan
calling
base
you
thinking
out.
it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, there's other. I didn't just go at you. I went at everybody who said it. You was just the head honcho. You was the face of it. That's all.
Listen,
You was the face of that. Because when you said that to me, I was like, "What? I wouldn't take him at United." It
I
was
wouldn't.
crazy to me. That was just crazy to me.
No, I still wouldn't. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Not with Ten Hag here now, but I'm saying that them times Ten Hag wasn't available.
No, I'm still adamant he's not the right guy for United.
Yeah,
We need someone to build this club up. I don't think Ancelotti's that guy.
it's wild, isn't it? Even though he just won the Champions League in a rebuilding process. But all right, cool.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a massive.
They're in a rebuild. They're in a rebuild.
No, but you see United.
Yeah, our rebuild's not as big as theirs, but it's a
we're
rebuild.
in the mud like that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
our
but
rebuild is
they're
not 1 or 2 years. This
No,
is
it's
4 or
not.
5. It's potentially
But
4 or 5 years.
But their team is not that good either.
I don't know, man. I like
It's
that
not.
team still.
All right, Courtois, quality goalkeeper. What defenders of theirs do you look at and go, quality, I'd take tomorrow? Not one.
At United?
Not United in general. No, not United. I'm saying in general. Don't use us as the bar.
No,
I'm saying
I like
in terms
Alaba.
of top level football. So Alaba 1.
I like Ferland Mendy. Injury record's
2.
a bit stiffy.
Okay, so see, there's already asterisks against him. There's already
but that's because of injuries, not in terms of
okay,
performance.
yeah, but so his injury counts into it. You're not taking if you are putting together an 11 right now to win you the Champions League and dominate domestically, Alaba and Mendy are not coming up in conversation. They're not.
No, I think Alaba's earned his respect in Europe.
Alaba's cold. I'm saying Alaba does not come up in conversation. That's what I'm saying. If we are putting together
what are you talking about, like, in terms of that top 5 centre backs in the world?
Yes.
Oh, fierce. I hear that, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of
top 10, he's quality. Don't get me wrong, but he's not like of that level. He's established. Alaba's cold.
He's established.
My point is, they don't have any players you look at and go, yeah, any defenders and go, I want him in my team tomorrow.
Yeah, but then they also have the best player in the world.
You don't. Benzema.
That's the X factor.
Benzema's the X factor, which I spoke on in depth, and I kept saying this during the entire Real Madrid run. Is there teams that are better than them? Yes, but they have the best player in the world on the pitch, and he can make the difference. I didn't look at their attack.
Vinicius balled out this year as well.
Vinicius was very good. Give Vinicius his flowers. Give Vinicius his flowers. Benzema, of course, give him his flowers. Cruz, who people criticize heavily. Modric ran back the years. Casemiro's older, but you're not taking. So that's my point. Is they're still in a rebuild.
You know what's sad? They've replaced that midfield 3 quicker than we've replaced ours.
Yep. Facts. 100%. Young Tarantino says, "Oh yes, Bainesy, I know you got a dip, fam. So let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on.
Just go subscribe to Statman Baines. There's 2 new videos out over the last, or today and yesterday, kind of thing, and there's 2 new videos out tomorrow and Sunday, with one with a Barca fan and one with a Nottingham Forest fan about James Garner to talk about how he's going, kind of thing, innit?
Check Bainesy out here.
No, but that's more interesting than, like, because they've obviously seen James Garner throughout the entire season and not speaking about it, kind of thing, innit?
Energy.
Yeah, so go watch that kind of thing, innit?
Energy, man. I fucks with that. Energy. But make sure Bainesy's channel is linked into the title, people. I will stay here for the next 10 minutes or so answering any further questions. But me and Bainesy will be back, Stats, Facts, and Vibes, every Monday on his Twitch, 5:30 p.m. And then every Friday here, 5:30 p.m. on the YouTube channel. We're going to get a proper thumbnail sorted as well. Build the show up over the summer, discussing all the transfer news. It won't just be Manchester United people. Myself, the legend, that is Bainesy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going.
Yo, big up, love every time, Bainesy, yeah. My guy. Bless up. Shout out my guy Baines every single time. Young Tarantino says, y'all think Ten Hag will get the fullback in this summer? Yeah. In terms of, do I believe he'll get most things that he wants? Yeah. For me, that's fully backing. I don't think any manager gets everything they want. We've seen that with Manchester City, with Harry. They wanted Harry Kane and didn't get him. Would I say Manchester City don't back? Would I say Manchester City don't back Pep? No, that would be a lie. So yeah, I believe that he will get back this summer and will sign at least 5 players. I think it'll be a minimum of 5, and then adding in your Martials, Diallos, Donnies, youth players. It probably will hit double figures just because we have to, because our squad is so light. Of course, I seen the I didn't watch it, but I seen the Juan Mata tribute. He's leaving, and that was mentioned. So Juan Mata's already out the door. Cavani's gone. Pogba's gone. Lingard's gone, and the list goes on. Bayo will probably leave. Axel will leave. Maybe a Phil Jones, and the list goes on and on and on. My phone, what is going on here? All right, seeing. But yeah, we're gonna close out the show shortly, people. Get your final few questions in, and we're back. What we got coming up tonight? Back tonight, people. Fan calling show on the Twitch. That'll probably be about 10:30, 11 p.m. Keep an eye out. That's on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Then NBA Finals watch along game 4. Celtics versus the Warriors. Obviously, the Celtics leading 2-1. So you're getting 2 pieces of content there on the Twitch tonight, people. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule. Let you know all the shows that are coming up. Yeah, Statman he is goated 100%. He is goated, but does he get emotional? Absolutely. Yeah, Jez, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying, you prick. You're welcome for the flowers, you joker. 2012-22, end of an era at Chelsea. RIP the penitentiary. Facts, man. Antonio Rudiger has left Chelsea. He's gone on to Real Madrid. Shout out to him, like, quality defender. I wanted United to sign him, but I think it's a great signing for Real Madrid. Fits perfectly within that team. And centre-back pairing of Alaba, Rudiger works at Real Madrid for them. Then you got Carvajal. They might sign Reece James, go get another Chelsea great. And then left-back, you got Mendy. Then you still got Casemiro. You can put Modric, Camavinga. They probably will sign a right winger of some sort to supplement Benzema and Vinicius. Like, they cooking, man. Real Madrid are cooking, 100%. They signed Tchouaméni as well. They signed Tchouaméni so you can throw him in the mix. Absolutely. Now, Flawless, am I taking the piss? So is Rudiger not a Chelsea great? Are they not interested in Reece James? Am I lying? Like, what do you mean? Like, why am I taking liberties? Like, why? Nicholas says, sign Eriksen and play Bruno as a striker. I'm for the Eriksen move, absolutely. Sign Eriksen without question. Bruno as a striker, no. He needs to be on the bench. That's what it is. He needs to be on the bench. Tired of it. Tired of it. I'm not trying to see Bruno in this first team. No. Donny, De Jong, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? And that. Donny, De Jong, another 6. Cool. That should be our midfield 3. You know what I'm saying? Poor appreciation of Denmark's finest. I just said I'd sign Eriksen, Lewis. What are you talking about? I legit said I would sign Eriksen and have him as a squad player. I think he's quality. And speaking of quality Chelsea players, I would take Kante in the right role too and have Eriksen and Kante on the bench. Without doubt. Like, but yeah, definitely Denmark's finest, Eriksen. Man died and came back to, shout out to Eriksen, man. Man died, came back to life and still coming balling out in the Premier League. Salute that, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm trying to see a whole new midfielder. It's the other one. Reece James, yeah, he's been linked with Real Madrid too. So he might go with Rudiger. Might follow suit, go to the Bernabeu. Maybe. Who knows? Yo, Lewis, I know it's tough losing the likes of Rudiger, potentially Reece James. You've lost Aspilicueta. Alonso, one of your great, most decorated players. I understand these things and that. Kante is not what he once was. May lose Jorginho. But you might sign Declan Rice, though. Carbon, I'm saying that. Link up him, Mason Mount, Gallagher's back. You got new owners. You got a lot to be optimistic about as a Chelsea fan, Lewis. A hell of a lot to be optimistic about. I'm telling you, like... Man kept a straight face through this fast because it's real, man. That's why I want what's best for you, fam. As much as I don't like Chelsea, me and you are brothers in it. So I want to see Chelsea succeed to see your happiness. You know what I'm saying? And that, but not succeed too much. So it's like when I look at you lot in the transfer window, you lot doing bits. You know what I'm saying? You lot doing bits, man. Shout out Eriksen, man. Final few questions, people. There's still over 50 of you lot in there. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Like I stated, me and Bainesy are going to run stats, facts, and vibes throughout the summer months. We will, promise you lot. Shit, I almost forgot about Gallagher. He'll ball out for real hate. He'll ball out for real hate that Chelsea have him. Oh no, he'll ball out for real, sorry. Hate that Chelsea have him. It'd be interesting to see if he actually goes back there and plays and what Tuchel tries to do. Larger Blues every time says, big up anyway, I'll be back after the penitentiary funeral. Yeah, man, send me that. I need to come pay my condolences to Rudiger, man. Like, quality centre back. He is. For real, for real. Make sure you lot go subscribe to Carefree Lewis's channel. We did Agenda FC over there. best ever edition of Agenda FC ever. It was me, Lewis, Peter. For those that know about Sarcasm City TV, you know who Peter is, and Johnny Minerals, discussing what Mason Mount's ceiling is. What is his ceiling? And we found out that Mason Mount is going to become Mason Mount is going to become Chelsea's greatest ever player. He's also already in Chelsea's greatest ever 11. And we also found out that Peter's not proper fucking Chelsea, mate. We also found out that too. So yeah, man, interested. And Lampard should have won the Ballon d'Or over Ronaldinho. I think it was in 2006. So make sure you go check it out. Playlist on the channel. But all right, we're closing out the show, people. We are closing out the show. Big up my guy, Statman Baines. Again, love to everybody who continues to support Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. It's much appreciated, and it does not go unnoticed. So we're back. Like I said, call-in show 10:30, 11 p.m. On the Twitch, and then the NBA Finals game for Celtics Warriors. So they'll watch along for that. But big up to everyone who has locked in. And this has been the Stats, Facts, and Vibes podcast on the Sarcasm City TV